It's connecting, and I think we're live. Great. So welcome to the last day of TestMu, and we had a great time having conversation with industry leaders over the last couple of days, and I hope you guys have taken a lot from this event. I am Sumesh, and I will be your host for this session. Before we start the session, we would like to thank all our partners for supporting and promoting us for these events. I hope everyone is all set for this exciting session ahead. So let me introduce our speaker today, Arunava Paul. He's an automation architect with Colizil and leads innovation and COE. Almost 2 decades in the industry with marquees BFS engagements across geographies. During his free time, Arunava likes to read books, listen to songs, and then do gardening. Amazing. But I guess Arunava will be the best person to introduce himself. So join me in welcoming Arunava on stage and hear how automation plays a key role in accelerating business. Over to you,
Sure,
Arunava.
sure. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening for all the leaders and the audience who have joined this session from all the parts of the world. And it's a great opportunity and a pleasure to meet you all and have a quick session today. I will share my screen and I would like to go through a deck that we have prepared for the session. So please let me know once you're able to view my deck. Okay, is my deck visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sure. So today we will discuss about how automation is key in accelerating business velocity through digital automation. And for this, we have an abstract prepared. We'll go through the abstract and we'll see what digital transformation is, how automation is key, and various automation details and cost of quality. Um, so to go ahead, we discuss about the abstract. Um, I'll just read out the abstract. In the words of William Edwards Deming, quality is everyone's responsibility. Accelerating business velocity has become the new theme in the world of digital transformation and has resulted in a higher degree of automation awareness across the IT lifecycle. Industry is thriving towards accelerating the release lifecycle through various automation initiatives and workforce transformation. The research says enterprises are looking to achieve 60% automation to address consumer needs. So in this session, we will see how we are looking into the new age automation, how the tools, how the various best practices are helping to do the digital transformation. So to discuss about all these, we have structured the discussion into the following parts like digital transformation, key traits of the digital transformation, automation, trends of new age automation, and cost of quality. So we'll go ahead. First of all, we'll see a few examples of digital transformation. I know we all are aware about digital transformation these days because uh, that is the most important and the most happening thing that we are seeing in the IT world. And also we see that I have taken some examples to go through, like in banking sector we have seen the omni-channel banking, which is not anymore a digital transformation. I think it is a must as of now because we have almost forgotten to go to the bank to get the banking services, right? So mostly it is because of the digital transformation that is happening. And we are seeing that analytics driven marketing, customer service, credit decisioning, all these things are shaping up Artificial intelligence, blockchain, IoT is modernizing the banking industry. Similarly, insurance sector, telecom sector, all the different sectors are going through digital transformation. I'm not going through all the details here, but as we talk here today in this session, we all know world is preparing for the 5G network to come up. uh, the healthcare sector, we have seen due to the COVID 19 pandemic, we have seen lots of transformation in this sector. Automotive sector is also gearing up for some transformations, with self driving cars, with fuels, different alternative fuels to look for the environment and also to reduce cost. And even the agricultural sector, right? With robotics projected to almost triple by 2050, IoT in irrigation, which waits for the sensors, the weather sensors, to understand whether what is the right time to sow the seeds, if watering is required for farming on a particular day or not. So all those things are shaping up the industry, and digital transformation is being done. Now let's see what is digital transformation. So if we try to define digital transformation, we'll say something like it's a technology driven process to radically change the business in order to bring value to its customers and in turn pave its way towards growth. But we have seen the digital transformation for the different industries are different, right? So pinpointing it to a definition that applies to all is very difficult, and it's not suggested also, because we see so many different types of transformation happening throughout the world. But let us see how, though we cannot define it, but let us see how we can understand which are the common levers or the common elements of the digital transformation. So basically, we see that customer experience, operating agility, culture and leadership, workforce transfer enablement or workforce transformation, technology transformation can be can be mentioned as the key or the common elements for the digital transformation, right? So whatever we do, all the transformation that is happening in the world is to bring value to the customers, right? To understand the customer need, to serve the customer better, right? Also, the operating agility is to reduce the operations cost through process automation. And the digital transformation also triggers a change in the culture, in the mindset, and the leadership of an organization. Workforce enablement is definitely necessary to do all this digital transformation. It is absolutely necessary, and technology transformation is a very key aspect of digital transformation. Uh, with that, with seeing all these transformation levers, let us see how automation is key for this transformation to happen, right? So, this is kind of like a snapshot view of the entire story that we are going to talk today. So we see digital transformation, the customer experience, and these are basically the key levers that or the common levers that we have found out, and we can see that all the levers have something or the other through which uh, the digital world or the digital transformation is shaping up, and every levers have something or the other in the automation space where we need to do automation uh, to see or to accelerate the business velocity, to accelerate the release life cycle, right? Which is our abstract, which is the crux of this uh, uh, of the story that we are discussing today. So let us see how. So we'll go one by one through all the different levers, and we'll see how the customer experience is shaping up. So we see now almost 52% of the internet traffic is coming from mobile. By 2025, it will be even higher. 72% of the traffic will be through mobile. So mobile is now no longer answer or a transformation. It is a must. And we are seeing that websites are being developed which is powered through AI, data analytics, chatbots, and so all these are done for customer experience, right? To see how the AI is shaping up, how the chatbots are no longer um, uh, stopping us from understanding the different queries that a customer has, right? So we don't call up nowadays customer care and have a 10 minutes wait, right? Instead, we are just connecting to the chatbots for our queries and we're getting the quick response. So everything is time, everything is fast tracked, right? So and also from the chatbots that are designed, real-time analytics is getting data and it is gaining insights from them. So in order to drive customer experience, in order to drive um, such a different uh, digital experience for everyone, all the customers of the world, we need to have very good automation in place so that we can test and we can increase or accelerate the uh, release life cycle, right? So when so many things and so much things are happening, we cannot slow down our progress. We cannot do the traditional automation or functional test, and we cannot reduce down the space, right? So we need automation for all these. Let us see how culture and leadership is helping the digital transformation, right? And how is automation related to it? So when we talk about culture and leadership, we need to know and we need to understand that these days um, the leadership and the culture of an organization is supporting continuous innovation and R&D, right? Instead of waiting for an software to go to the market, we're we're trying out different new capabilities that didn't exist before, and that's how we are disrupting the business. That's how we are bringing the digital transformation, right? And so the culture basically, uh, if you see from the leadership terms, we need to break down the silos, right? um, we cannot we cannot work in silos uh, which was the tradition in past, and now breaking the silos, being more as a one team, one organization. We need to do our automation, we need to do the testing so that we can gain a lot from everyone, right? um, we need to adopt a model of continuous innovation and a fail fast model, right? So that we can innovate, we can fail fast, learn from the failures, and we can improve. The leadership and the culture should also help to facilitate workforce transformation, right? Not only for the QA or the developers of the organization, but maybe also for the marketing team. Instead of using the traditional tools, they should be powered with AI and data visualization tools, which through which they can drive the marketing better, right? So we see everywhere in this space that some different innovation, some different uh, culture, some different mindset is taking up or shaping up, which is driving the entire industry and is driving the digital transformation. Operational agility is one another key aspects which helps to reduce the operational cost of an organization. And if the operational cost of an organization can be reduced, we can get benefits from that. Our organization can benefit from that. But how to reduce it? How to bring operational agility, right? So process automation is very key for in this world of digital transformation. Onboarding, HR flow, finance, all these aspects are there, right? Which sometimes follow the traditional approach, right? But instead, we should see how onboarding can be automated, how the experience of onboarding can be automated, how the HR workflow can be automated, how the finance process can be automated. And if we are thinking about this kind of process automation, we also need to think about doing the QA in a faster manner, right? In a fast-paced world, we need to automate all these things, and uh, through through these learnings and through testing properly, we will understand how fast we can deliver to the uh, market and how we can accelerate the business velocity. Right? So another aspect of this transformation is the workforce transformation, right? To do all this kind of automation, we need to know, or we need to learn the various different technologies, the new technologies that is shaping up the world, right? So uh, it will not only help the organization, but it also helps the team's efficiency, right, and the employees also. So once we know the different technologies, once we learn how to automate and how to test faster, we can focus on the tasks that matter, where we need the human intelligence, right? And we can cut down the other aspects to the technology, and we can fast track the delivery, right? It becomes more rewarding as well, right? And the employees, they become more satisfied and they become more engaged, which also help in the organization for the digital transformation, right? uh, and we also have seen, right, for doing the workforce transformation, we are all hearing these days about full stack tester, right? Someone who knows everything. And if you see the picture, probably there are so many things: cloud, mobile, DevOps, continuous testing. So, do we need someone who knows all? Maybe or maybe not, right? There are so many different technologies that is happening, but to me, as a full stack tester, um, for our organization, we need someone who is strong in business knowledge, with who is sound with technical skills and the right tools knowledge, and he can be an excellent tester, right? He can be a full stack tester who does not need to know everything, but rather who needs to understand the mechanism and who can fast track the test strategies, the test approach to ensure the quality product is delivered to the market. And then we come to the technology transformation or the new age automation aspect, right? So all that we have seen in all these five levers, uh, this technology transformation included, where we are seeing like automation is the key, or everything we are trying to drive to in order to accelerate the business velocity, in order to accelerate the release life cycle, right? So technology transformation is needed, which which cannot be left with the old legacy technology, right? We need to shed the old technology. We need to adopt the newer technology and the newer uh, tools that that are there in the market. So for that, we definitely need some automation that we have described till now. And what we also see that the traditional automation cannot be completely ruled out. They are also equally important in these days, where we do UI, API, mobile automation that helps to uh, uh, reduce the cycle time and helps to deliver the fast um, product to the market. But also we need to see how we can enhance it with shift left, right? So with shift left and API automation, we we try to understand the uh, how the defects can be identified earlier in the testing life cycle. Okay, through BDD automation, we need to go into a live documentation mode, right, uh, where we just don't write test cases in the form of given when then, but we write the behavior of the software, right? So the behavior of the software, even if the technology changes, the behavior of the software will be the same. So if you see banking is going through digital transformation, but the behavior, like when we put some money into an account, the account balance increases. When we cre- credit the account balance decreases. This the basic thing remains same, right? So if you can write the BDD in such a way that the behavior of a software is tested, then even though the technology changes, even though we move from one aspect to another, shed the legacy part and adopt more digital tools and technology, but still we can have the tests which is relevant for future, right? So the behavior will remain same, the implementation part might change, but the behavior can become as a live document, right, which can be used by anyone. Mobile automation, definitely, as we move into digital trends and as we have seen that more and more internet traffic is from mobile than from the traditional desktop browsers, mobile automation will also become a very important aspect. Codeless automation. So now we are talking about automating the automation, right? We don't want to use the traditional way of automating to write the test case. Instead, we want to fast track that, right? And we have to go to codeless automation or automation of automation, hyper automation or robotic process automation. Those things we need to take care of, those newer technology we need to adopt so that we can do many other tests, like if you want to test the operation process, if you want to test process discovery, right, we need to use RPA tools, which will help us fast track the business. Automated deployments, automated environment provisioning. So these are also gaining momentum. Automated environment provisioning, we have seen during the testing that we need environments, right? Different environments. Because one, if we have only one environment, a few, one or two environments, sometimes testing might collide, right? Like if we are doing a functional testing, a performance testing, or a security testing, if we are using the same environment, it is very difficult. So we need on-demand environment provisioning, right? So this is also part of the new age automation where we automate the environment provision, right? So these are the few things which will help us to do the digital transformation. And as you had seen through these slides, always we're talking about different types of automation that we are driving. Okay, now based on our um, uh, the abstract, we need to see how uh, business velocity is accelerated, how release life cycle is accelerated with different new age automation, and also how cost of quality can be brought down, right? So definitely automation is important, but why we are doing automation? To reduce cost, to fast track the release, right? To fast track the business velocity. In order to reduce cost, we need to see what needs to be done. First, in this slide, we'll see that how cost of quality can affect a business, right? So we have some examples here. Definitely, there are few hundreds of more examples, but we can see like Dell recalls 4 million laptops due to a faulty overheating batteries. Even toys, Mattel recalls 19 million toys supplied from China. So all these are examples of cost of quality, right? Where they when they're recalling these products, they are uh, they are having to spend some more cost. Now we can see how cost of quality can be brought into control, and to see that we need to see what is cost of quality, right? Cost of quality is basically uh, uh, a combination of prevention cost, appraisal cost, internal failures, and external failures, right? So prevention cost and the appraisal cost is the cost of good quality, where we um, we do the testing and we know what needs to be tested, what needs to be done to prevent some defects, right? So these are all cost of good quality, which we do uh, intentionally in order to have a product delivered to the market without any issue. And then there are cost of poor quality, right, which happens due to a lot of things: internal failures, external failures. Internal failures like rework, uh, uh, maybe a request has not been clearly mentioned, right? A ticket has not been clearly mentioned, and hence the testing was not done correctly, right? So these can be internal failures. External failures, we have seen, right, which also affects, right? So testing early and testing continuously can help us reduce the cost of quality, right? Shift left with API automation, and these these things, BDD, these things can help us uh, do the early testing, even before the development is done, right? Even uh, while the requests are being generated. Okay, at that time we can understand, okay, if there is a feature, if it is correctly mentioned, then it's good. But if it is not correctly mentioned, if it is ambiguous, we can understand then and there, and we can try to fix it. So we see definitely that cost of quality increases with time. The earlier it is identified, maybe during the requirement phase, during the development phase, it is lower. If it is further down the SDLC, it is high, right? So uh, these this is how we can find out how we can bring down the cost of quality, right? And testing should be everyone's responsibility, right? As uh, William Edwards Deming mentioned, quality is everyone's responsibility. So we should not only talk about the testing team, we should not penalize the testers if some quality or tests has not been done correctly, right? We as a whole, and that's why also we need to break down the silos, right? Everyone should come together. And in the BDD methodology, there is a very interesting topic discussed about the three amigos, right, where the business analyst, the developer, and the QA all come together to understand a feature and to write down the scenarios with proper examples in order to test it correctly, right? So it should be everyone's responsibility. Okay. We'll discuss about a little bit more about how quality is everyone's responsibility. So I have taken some pictures. One of these is from LinkedIn, which was released. So there was a scenario when there was an analytical engine in place, and it was understanding the fighter planes which returned from the war, and it had some bullets, right? It had some bullets wound on the fighter plane body, right, on the structure. And the analysis depicted that, okay, these are the areas where it was hit more. And there was a team, based on the analysis, they decided that, okay, we need to reinforce these areas, we need to put armor in these areas, because these are the areas which is hit more. But then Abraham Wald, he understood it, and he analyzed the thing clearly, and he said that, okay, this is an analysis based on the fighter planes which returned with a bullet wound. Okay, and it shows that even though it had received the bullet wound in these areas, but it was able to return. So what about the fighter planes which could not return? Is it the wounds in the other areas than this? So why are we reinforcing the areas which are, even though getting the wound there, it is able to come back? Rather, we should try to reinforce those areas where the wound is less, because we are this story tells that probably those are the areas where it is hit, and that's the reason the plane could not return, the fighter jet could not return. So we need to see, uh, even though we are talking about automation, even though we are talking about analysis, analytics, but we need to interpret it correctly. We need to talk to everyone. No idea is a wrong idea. We need to understand everyone's aspects, every perspective we need to analyze to get the correct picture, and to see that quality is done without any fault, right? The testing is done without any fault. And definitely, this picture talks about it everything. Like, we cannot just sit and we cannot just say, okay, the problem is not at our end, right? It is someone else's problem. We are all part of the same boat. So if it is someone else's problem, and the boat might also get affected, so it will definitely affect us someday. So it's not only one person's responsibility; it's everyone's responsibility, right? Uh, with that, I'm stopping a bit and trying to understand if there is any question. Okay. Um, I have few other points which I would like to go through. It's
Sure.
basically some statistics which also talk about the abstract that we decided or discussed. So we see how digital transformation is making an impact, right? We like we have seen the different analysis of different uh, organizations like the International Data Group, the International Data Corporation, Gartner, and we have seen that digital transformation will definitely grow, uh, 18% till to 2023, and maybe even more. It's expected to reach at least 7 trillion. 40% of the spending will go through digital transformations, right? And definitely, which shows that the digital transformation is gaining pace day by day. And for all this transformation to be effective and to become beneficial, we need to see how we can support the digital transformation with automation, right? Digital transformation is definitely the key, but since we are trying to improve the customer experience, we need to improve the business velocity. Uh, then automation cannot be falling behind. Automation also has to speed up. Automation also has to see the different aspects of this transformation, right? And we have also tried to see some best practices which Gartner gives as a roadmap for digital transformation, right? So we need to have an ambition, design, delivers, and then we need to scale, and we need to continuously refine it. So uh, this is a best practice which will help us to do digital transformation more and more and bring business velocity along with the automation testing tied up uh, like with the digital transformation directly to help speed the business. So um,
Amazing. Thank you, Arunava, for this wonderful session. And I hope you all found this session insightful. We got a lot of questions. While when you are presenting and talking about digital transformation, we have a lot of questions. Let me present a few of things to you. Here's the first question that we have.
okay, how hyper automation will affect the people who are more dependent on manual working? So, uh, thank you, Manish, for your question. Definitely, we talked about the different digital transformation, right? And we have seen that automation is key, right? I think probably I was able to explain my point of view where without automation, we cannot support digital transformation, right? We are doing digital transformation in order to fast track the business, right? In order to go to the market flawlessly and fast, right? We don't want to slow down, right? So people who are more into manual, they need to understand that in order to support the organization's view for digital transformation. In order to go to the market faster, we need to bring the keyway in the same level, in the same speed, right? So we need to do automation and hyper automation. And why hyper automation is because uh, normal traditional automation will automate the UI, but there are some automation which we need to see the process, right? Like suppose the insurance industry doing a claims processing, right? Onboarding, user onboarding. Okay, so those are the areas where we need to read through documents, we need to get some analytical output out of it. So those are the areas where hyper automation will be helpful. I hope I was able to answer the question.
I guess Manish got the answer. Let me show you the next question here. So, uh, there you go.
Okay. Currently, codeless test automation is also raising. Is
Yeah.
it really reliable to use? What's your opinion on it? Yeah, I think this is a good question, Pawan. Thank you for the question. Definitely, codeless test automation is rising, and it is, I'll say, there are tools which support codeless automation very efficiently, but there are other some other tools also which is still in a very nascent stage, which probably will gain market in the future days. But why we are saying codeless automation is because probably I can link this with the previous question that Manish asked, right? Manual workings, right? So we don't want to limit ourselves with manual, okay? So, but we don't have maybe for some project. I'm not saying all the projects. For some projects, maybe we do not have enough skilled resources who can drive the automation, right? So there we can think about a codeless test automation, which can be plugged in to get a quick answer or a quick check about the application, and instead of uh, if there is no such option to get a highly skilled automation engineer there, probably the codeless automation can help. And in future, definitely, I'm sure codeless automation will gain
Right.
pace, and it will be more beneficial to everyone. Like nowadays,
Of
if you
course.
see from the development side, we don't write UI code, right? We don't. We have templates, which is plugged in and through which the UI is designed, right? So slowly, I think that codeless automation will also become such matured that we everyone can use it and everyone can use it efficiently as the normal automation tools.
Great. Amazing. Okay. So, another question coming from, yeah, this one.
How much automation has helped small businesses? Avinash, thank you for your question. Um, though I am not getting the background for this question, but what I can understand, the question that you're trying to ask here is, if it is a small business, do we need to do automation or not, right? But I think probably we need to see, like, if it is a product which needs to go to the market faster, uh, we might think about automation instead of checking the application manually. Prob- Although it is a small business, but probably we can do automation, and we can see what is not working correctly, what is not as per the expectation, and it will give us, as I said, that we need to fail fast. We cannot wait till long, and then we can understand that, oh no, it is not working
Right.
as we expect. So we need to fail fast, and we need to get the information to uh, help the organization to go to the production faster. So I think, yeah, small businesses can also do automation in order to see how the application is behaving, and in order to get more insight from that.
Fantastic. Yes. And I'm kind of a fan of, fail early and learn fast. Another
Right.
question I'm picking up from Manish again. There you go.
Okay, so I think automating early will not increase quality cost, it will decrease quality cost. Maybe if I was not able to explain clearly, please pardon me. Quality costs are a factor of multiple costs, right? And we want to reduce the quality cost because uh, we cannot test forever, right? But we want to go faster to the production. We want to we want to fail fast, we want to get more information, but also at the same time we want to reduce the quality cost, right, so that organization can get benefit from it. So automating early will help us understand that, because until we wait for the UI to be ready and then do automation, if we start automating with the APIs, if we start automating with the API contracts, right, that will help us to understand the failures faster, and a defect identified early in the SDLC is definitely cheaper than identifying it late.
Lovely. I think Manish have got the answers to most of this question. But I think it's time to call it a day. But thank you so much, Arunava, for the wonderful session. I know it was really amazing to hear you out. For the folks listening to us, we would be hosting all our recording sessions on YouTube. So go back and subscribe to LambdaTest YouTube. You'll see the same session there. You can kind of see, comment, share with your team, and share with your peers. Thank you so much for joining us on the last day of TestMu. I wish you guys a great day and happy testing. Have a great day.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Somesh, and it's a wonderful opportunity, and I'm greatly honored for this opportunity. And thank you to all the audience and the leaders joining the session. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Nama. Thank you.